Hello everyone, this is Gina at Art of Skincare coming to you live today. It's Tuesday, it's our live Tuesday. We get to spend the next hour together talking about skin and skincare and all the things that are relevant and come to mind when we're thinking about having really healthy, glowing skin. And one thing that you cannot not talk about when you're talking about healthy, glowing skin is vitamin C. Vitamin C is one of those ingredients that there's so much research behind it. It's just this amazing antioxidant. It's a skin brightener. It does so many great things for your skin. As an antioxidant, it's going to help protect your DNA, protect you from damage, protect your collagen from being damaged, and also stimulate collagen so that you have new collagen production happening. But there are many kinds of vitamin C. And some of you may have found that some vitamin C's are actually irritating to your skin and actually bother your skin. So I wanted to take some time today to share my knowledge, things that I've learned about vitamin C through the years that I find to be helpful for me and for helping my clients at Art of Skincare. So the most common form of vitamin C that you see and you've been seeing for years is ascorbic acid. Ascorbic acid is the least expensive form of vitamin C, and it is also the most volatile form of vitamin C, right? It oxidizes really easily. So when you're shopping for a serum that has ascorbic acid in it, you're going to want to look for an opaque bottle or a brown bottle, and you're going to want an airless pump so that your formula is protected. Now, why do we choose ascorbic acid? So ascorbic acid is the most exfoliating acid. So oftentimes you will see the fastest results with ascorbic acid because it's lifting off the damaged skin cells on the surface. So if you're using vitamin C as a brightener, you're going to see some of that darker pigmentation coming off faster when you're using ascorbic acid. We often pull ascorbic acid when we're working with an acne client or an acne client that has post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, or those, that dark purple mark that can be left after you've had a blemish. We will often use ascorbic acid. However, many people are very sensitive and their skin can be too sensitive for ascorbic acid. So anybody who has an inflammatory condition, if you have rosacea or you have melasma, you want to either stick with a low percentage of ascorbic acid, like 5% or less, or you're going to want to use one of these other forms of vitamin C that I'm going to talk about today. Additionally, if you have milia are those little bumps on the skin. They're like a little white bump, and if you were to poke it and squeeze out that little white bump, it would be a hard little round white ball. That is called a milia. And so if you have milia, you're not going to want to use ascorbic acid. That's the wrong kind of vitamin C for you. Because it's so exfoliating, it's traumatizing to the skin barrier for some people, and many people's skin will react by making that milia. So ascorbic acid, not good for rosacea, melasma, milia, or people with KP, keratosis pilaris. Those are generally the people who want to stay away from ascorbic acid. Now, we also have most people with acne do okay with ascorbic acid, but there are a few people who are really sensitive to anything that stimulates collagen. So if you're one of those people, then ascorbic acid, because of the way it stimulates collagen, it might not be right for you. And we often don't experiment with vitamin C products on our acne clients until they've maintained clear skin for quite a while, and we know we have their breakouts and everything stabilized, so they're staying clear. So the next form of vitamins, well, there's a couple more. There's a couple other ascorbics, right? So you've got ascorbic acid. You've also got, let me look it up here. So I say Ascorbyl Glucoside. Ascorbyl Glucoside is an encapsulated form of ascorbic acid. So that's kind of cool. It's going to mitigate that initial harshness of ascorbic acid, and it's going to give you a timed release of the ascorbic acid throughout the day. So it's a bit more balanced, and it's also giving you continual antioxidant protection throughout the day. That the other one too that we talk about is Ascorbyl Palmitate. So Ascorbyl Palmitate is very gentle. We like it for that. It is affirming. Let me see how I want to say it. It's affirming. It's it's more brightening probably than ascorbic acid, but it's also more volatile. So when you see ascorbyl palmitate, you're going to want to make sure that it has ferulic acid. So you will often hear of great vitamin C products that list vitamin C and ferulic acid. And I also often have clients come to me and say, oh, I want ferulic acid. Well, the only time you really need ferulic acid is when you're using that ascorbyl. My brain is going blank today. Sorry, you guys. Needed some tea or something this morning. Ascorbyl palmitate, get that right. So the only time you need ferulic is when you're using that ascorbyl palmitate so that it will stabilize the vitamin C in that for you. And that's why you see ferulic acid often added to a vitamin C serum. So the next kind of vitamin C that I want to talk to you guys about is a oil-soluble vitamin C. It penetrates 50% deeper than ascorbic acid, and it's an isolated form of the vitamin C that actually stimulates collagen production, and that's called BV-OSC, or it's also known as Tetrahexyldecyl. Oh my gosh, I knew I was going to do this. I was going crazy today. Tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate. Tongue twister for you. See how many times you can say that one. So the BV-OSC, that's one of the newest forms of vitamin C on the market. It's very advanced. It's going to be more expensive than your ascorbic acid, but it's an oil soluble, and it penetrates deeper into the skin and is more collagen stimulating, more firming. So you're going to see it much more in those anti-aging formulations of vitamin C. Now, the other form that we love and has been around for quite a while, so you may have heard of it, is Magnesium Ascorbyl Phosphate. And we also shorten that down. I love that we can shorten these down, and we call it MAP, or MAP. So MAP is a form of vitamin C that is water soluble. It's the best form of vitamin C to mix with niacin if you're going to mix those two together. And what we love about it is that it's brightening, and it's also a really wonderful surface antioxidant. So any of our clients who have a tendency towards getting oxidized oil in their pores or little blackheads, MAP is perfect for them because it's going to help with preventing the oxidation of the oil in your pores, and so you're going to not have those blackheads showing up so much. It's really going to minimize that and lessen the amount of dark oil that's in your pores. So I've created a list of these different types of vitamin C, and I put them in the notes on this video. So if you click the little down arrow, you can see the description. You'll see a brief description of each of these forms of vitamin C. And then I've listed my products that have those different kinds of vitamin C. Some of my products have multiples. And then one of my favorite, Collagen Revival from Bion, that's got the BV-OSC and it's got the MAP in it. And so it's perfect for our acne clients. They love that serum. It's like something that they use as their daytime moisturizer because it's going to help minimize those blackheads as well as provide them that anti-aging support, that even though they're acne prone, they're wanting to have some anti-aging support, and that Bion Collagen Revival really does it. You'll also see some other products in there. For instance, a real shining star would be Skin Script's vitamin C green tea serum. That has a little of every kind of acid in it, which is amazing, and strong doses. It's got ascorbic acid, it's got the BV-OSC, it's got the MAP in it. It's got it all covered, but it is a strong serum, so you're going to want to have stronger skin if you're looking at that. One of my other favorites you'll see in those lists, and it's listed a couple times, is the Rhonda Allison series of vitamin C serum. It's her Stem Cell C series, and she uses wonderful, she's got the ascorbic acid and she's got the MAP in there. It's fantastic. What other one I want to point out to you guys? Oh, Sorella's Pomegranate Acai Antioxidant Serum. That's got the BV-OSC in it. It is probably one of the most gentle and hydrating of the vitamin C serum, along with Michelle Corley's. You'll see Michelle Corley's vitamin C serum in there as well. Is a very gentle, nice vitamin C. It's still going to be brightening, still going to produce collagen, but it's going to be more gentle on your skin. So that's giving you some great tips on how to help you choose which vitamin C is going to be best for you. If you get stuck, always go over to artofskincare.com, reach out to our live chat, and our estheticians on live chat will help you to find the right one that's best for your skin. Vitamin C comes in all kinds of forms. We have vitamin C serums for the eyes. They brighten dark circles, they brighten dark pigment around the eyes. They really help with leathery skin and sun damage around the eyes. And when you're using a vitamin C serum around your eyes, you'll want to use usually a cream, an eye cream on top of it. So you'll layer your eye serum and then your eye cream. We have toners with vitamin C in them. We have cleansers with vitamin C, moisturizers, daily greens from Sorella, blueberry milk from Sorella. Those are two amazing vitamin C moisturizers. And then of course we have all kinds of amazing vitamin C antioxidant serums that you can play with and add into your routine. This is the perfect time of year to start doing that. We're heading into those summer months. You can be using antioxidants on your skin morning and night because environmental damage is the largest contributor to collagen damage and collagen loss. It's the most aging thing for our skin. So the more antioxidants we can put on the surface of our skin, the better. And vitamin C enriched foods, your berries, fruits, orange juice, taking vitamin C with bioflavonoids, all of those things are really helpful. If you know somebody or you're one of those people that your skin is starting to get thin on your hands and you're starting to get those big dark spots on your hands, you're going to want to take a vitamin C supplement with bioflavonoids in it. Makes a huge difference. And then put these same vitamin C serums and creams that I'm talking about, put them on your hands, and you will be amazed what a difference it will make on your hands. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you guys my Farmhouse Fresh Mega C Brightening Facial. I'm going to do it on myself. It's a simple facial. All told, you really only need 4 products for this. They all have vitamin C in them. It's super brightening. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you 2 options for this. So of course, you can reach out to artofskincare.com after this finishes and you can get the PDF of this facial there. But what I'm going to show you is a little longer facial. I'm going to use the basic 3 products and then I'm going to do a daytime routine on top of that because I've got to go through the rest of this day and I want to have all the great vitamin C and my sunscreen and everything on all day. So I'll do that with you guys. But I will show you what you would do if you want to do this in the evening, where you will do the cleanser, the peel pads, the mask, and then you'll put on a nighttime mask that you sleep in. So it's just 4 easy steps that make it so really, really wonderful. And you really do wake up the next morning with your skin looking brighter. It's beautiful. I love it. So what I'm going to get started with now is we're going to be using today from Farmhouse Fresh. We've got See the Future. This is a foam cleanser. And let's load some up on my hands. I'm going to apply it. I'm applying it right onto dry skin. Feels good. Apply it to my neck. Now I can do a nice cleansing massage, and I want to be sure and do that for a full 2 minutes. Or at this point, I can add a little water, and I can use the MSB, or I can use the Wave. And today I'm going to use the Wave. So I'm going to turn on my Wave. I'm going to hit the top button and I'm going to choose Sonic and I'm going to put it up to full strength. And then I'm going to hit the mode button again and I'm going to do plus because we do plus with cleansing because plus means pull, and I'm going to put it up extra strong. And then I'm going to go down and do the vibrate. Yes, and I'm going to turn on the LED, which on here is called Photon. Let's go ahead and I've got to go back to the top. If you miss one, you can always go to the top and start again. It'll hold all your settings. And now I'm going to push, let's do red, because red is that great anti-aging And now I hit confirm, and it's vibrating, it's good to go. So I'm adding some water to my cleanser, and I am going to use my wave. This is going to go in and just float up, pull up any debris down in my pores. It's going to really enhance the cleansing. I especially like it on my nose. I get larger pores on my nose and also on the nasolabial fold. Now this cleanser feels a little bit tingly because it has it's got vitamin C and it has some glycolic in it. Some glycolic acids I would not use with the wave because they're really strong. It would be a bit much. But this cleanser is so gentle that I find that I can definitely use it with the wave for a few minutes and not have any issues with that. Just getting my fingers wet. Because this is a foam cleansers don't always leave as much slip on the skin. So that's why I'm adding a little water as I go. I want to make sure and get my neck. My neck needs brightening. Can you see where I have this white? That's called picoderma, and it's not something that I can get rid of. A lot of us women have it, but I minimize it. So I use a lot of brighteners around the darker pigmented areas of my neck. So this cleanser is really good for that. Use it on my chest. All right, I have to remove my lipstick. I hate removing my lipstick on TV. Great. Now I just feel a few little prickles here and there, nothing really major. If you felt a lot of prickles going on with this, it might not be good for you to use a cleansing device with this cleanser. Everybody's skin is different, and so you've got to judge the strength of your skin by paying attention and listening to what your skin tells you. When I don't have the device on, like right now, my skin's not tingling at all, so it's really okay for me. I did not grab a washcloth, so I'm gonna go look for one. Hold on, you guys. Well, I didn't have to go too far. There's always a lush cloth handy somewhere around here. So I'm gonna rinse. Now I love this cleanser because it's gentle. Many times you can't use a glycolic cleanser every day. You can use this cleanser more often because it's not as drying as many glycolic cleansers are. It's gentle. I love it. Okay, feels like I have it all removed. I'm going to gently pat my skin dry. And now I'm grabbing these peel pads from Farmhouse Fresh. This is the vitamin C. It's called Sea of Change. It's such a cute name. See if you guys can see it on there. Sea of Change. These are vitamin C pads. They can be used daily, or you can use them a couple times a week. I'm gonna grab one out of here. Now these are loaded. They've got mandelic acid, lactic acid, vitamin C. They've got some glycolic. They've got a 2% salicylic acid in them. And when I first read the ingredients, I thought, oh my, I don't know if I should sell those to people. That sounds really too strong. And so we were really nervous about it. And we sent them home with some of our stronger skinned people that work at Auto Skincare, and they all came back and said, oh, they're wonderful, there's no problem. So then those of us with more sensitive skin started taking them home, and we discovered they were right. It's true. I'm going to go right over my lips because I'm always working on rejuvenating the lip area. Massage it right into your brows. It's going to help keep your brows healthy. I'm really working this in until the pad is all dried up. Get the neck, especially those little areas of my neck with the darker pigmentation. Right under here, it's darker, and around there. Little lines. And the chest. Chest likes to pick up dark pigmentation, doesn't it? The little areas of lines and spots. Earlobes. And here you can see you can see my dark spots that I work on all the time. I have some injuries from having laser treatments. Had some lasering done 10 years ago to remove some dark spots, and they got worse. So I don't laser my skin anymore. Do the other side. Okay, my pad is pretty much spent. It's had it. I'll use the last little tiny bit I can get on the back of my hands. Okay, so now I'm gonna leave that on the skin. And right now my skin feels a little tingly because I've been rubbing at it, but it doesn't sting or burn, anything like that. It feels really good. I'm going to grab the next step in our adventure. Our Mega C Brightening Facial is Mighty Brighty Vitamin C. If I get out the picture, there we go. Mighty Brighty Vitamin C Brightening. Mighty Brighty, I love that name. Mighty Brighty Vitamin C Chamomile Brightening Mask. It's lovely. It's pink. Smells, doesn't have a strong scent. It's clean. Grabbing a bit out of there, probably about that much. I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand. This is old school aesthetics, old estheticians. This is what we do in the treatment room. We used to put it on the back of our hands and then brush it onto the face. This mask is gonna feel a little tingly and active. This is definitely something that we would use in a treatment room as well as at home. So you can feel the activity of this on your skin. It's not wimpy, but it's not harsh either. Now this mask, once you put it on, you're gonna leave it on until it's completely dry. You just let it dry on the skin. My chest. Now it feels mildly spicy, not a lot, but it feels active. So you know it's there. It's definitely not uncomfortable. We have a few masks, like Rhonda Allison's pumpkin parfait mask. Have any of you guys tried that one? That one feels itchy and stingly the whole time you have it on. It's almost like too much for me. I have to keep massaging. Otherwise, I'm just going to remove it immediately because you can just feel that. Stingly. I've coined a term for it. It tingles and it stings, so it's stingly. So it's almost like itchy. This is not that intense. It's much more gentle, but I can really feel it. I even feel it around my lip line. And that's pretty good. I'm going to let this dry on my skin. And I'll tell you, while I'm letting it dry a little bit, I'll tell you a little bit about what we're gonna do. So at this point, you have a choice when you remove this. If you're doing your facial in the evening, you could go ahead, get the lid on that. You could go ahead and remove this and then put on a sleeping mask that you'll leave on all night. So I brought two to show you. This whole facial has been acne safe. And so to keep it acne safe, if you're one of those acne prone individuals, you would then use this Face Reality Brighten C mask. This mask goes on and you leave it on all night. That's the beauty of this mask. That's when you really see that brightening the next day. On the instructions on the back, it says to leave it on 10 to 15 minutes. You could do that, but if you really want to see what this cream has to offer, this mask, you leave it on all night. All of our clients have learned that from us, and it's pretty amazing. Now, if you are not blemish prone, you can step it up a little bit, and you can use from Farmhouse Fresh the Sleep Jelly. It says it's a jelly, but it's really, you can see in here, it looks like a cream. It's a light kind of creamy gel, and it's a brightening. It has the vitamin C in it. It has licorice root in it. I love it. When you put it on, your skin just glows. It feels good, really good all night. But if you have super dry skin, you're probably going to put another moisturizer on top of it. You could probably even layer Brightening C on top of it. But I love to use this at night. My skin really loves licorice root. It really helps with my melasma. And so I find that this Brightening Jelly Sleeping Mask, put it up here, works beautifully for me. So if you're doing this facial in the evening, that's what you would do, is finish with that, and then you wake up in the morning nice and bright, wash your face, and start your day. So what you can do with me now is you can pretend like it's the next morning, and we're gonna do what I would do in the facial treatment room if I'm sending my client off for the day to work or spend the rest of their day doing the things that they do. I'm gonna show you my daytime routine that's just Mega C brightening daytime routine. Now my skin is getting nice and tight, feels good, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove the Mighty Brighty mask. Now some of you may have tried the Farmhouse Fresh Mighty Tidy mask. That also works very well. And it was so popular that they decided to make a Mighty Brighty. And so they're both really excellent and top sellers for us in the studio. Okay, one more rinse, just to make sure I have it off everywhere. I'm just feel with my fingers. You can feel when you still have bits of mask on your face by running your fingers over it. You can feel particles, or you can feel a little extra sliminess or slipperiness. That lets you know that you still have some mask on your face. Now, a common area to leave mask is around your nasal flares here. So make sure to wipe it off there. That can get itchy if you leave a peel or mask on there that should be rinsed off. Okay, that feels pretty good. I'm gonna add just a little bit of water. And then dry it off. Does my skin already look brighter? How about that dark spot? A little brighter, maybe. It's great. Okay. My lips look good. All right, next step. So for a home care routine using my Mega Brightening products, I'm gonna grab a toner pad. Here's one. I highly recommend these toner pads from Art of Skincare. They're gauze pads, very thin. They have a little bit of texture to them. They're really nice, much better to use than a cotton ball or a cotton pad because they're not gonna waste so much product. It doesn't take as much product to saturate this little pad. We started selling these because you can't get them at the pharmacy or Target or anywhere. It's so funny because if you go to try and buy these pads, they'll sell you like 5 or 10 in a little sterile pack, and you're gonna pay 10 bucks for them or some crazy thing. So we started selling them. You can buy them by a big pack from us at Art of Skincare. All of our acne clients use these. So I am using the Illumination Juice. I'm gonna use, you have to shake it. Illumination Juice has that Ascorbyl Glucoside in it, so it's gonna give me 24-hour release of vitamin C. It also has a 24-hour release of peptides that are brightening. So I'm gonna wet this really well, and I'm gonna apply it to my face. Now, I can also do this. Super fun. I can, don't do what I've done. I took off the little plastic part that holds my toner pads on, and now I don't know where it is around here, but normally you can use this little plastic piece that holds it onto the wave. And then you could do your toning with the wave, and it'll be sonic, and it's fun. But I'm gonna use my fingers since I'm one of those people that takes things off and then leaves it laying somewhere. So it's probably back behind my treatment table from the last time I used the device. So rub the lips, get that neck. The most commonly missed place is this area of the neck, and it's where we see the most stagnation. So always do your massaging on this area when you're cleansing. Apply all your products here. The other spot that we miss is the top of our nose. And we get the collagen really thins in that area. So use all your products there as well. Okay, that's my illumination juice. It smells really good. It actually smells like vitamin C. I like that. Okay, next thing I'm gonna grab today is the peptide eye serum. I'll get my eyes out of the picture so it can focus for you guys. Oh, difficult. I think we got it. Peptide eye serum. This is peptides and vitamin C, and this is our top selling product for under eye circles. So I'm going to grab a little bit of that. Our camera today is doing all kinds of weird things. I apologize. If I get close, you guys can't see. It's a little bit of a kind of a peachy orange color. That is normal for this serum. Doesn't mean it's oxidized. I'm going to apply this serum. I want to make sure and get it on my kitty whiskers and all the way out around my eyes. Now, I'm going to use an MBK Eye Rejuvenator today, but this serum on the slip level, we do 0 to 3 on slip. This is about a 0 for slip. So you cannot use this with your MBK and have any slip. So I brought along, I have been having allergies. California, we have a lot of allergies at this time of year. So I'm using from Sorella. This is their aloe and cucumber eye gel. I'm going to apply it to one eye first. And this has, on the 0 to 3 slip range, this is a 3. So this really gives me that slip that I need to be able to use the microcurrent in my MBK Eye Rejuvenator. While I'm getting this eye going, I'm going to get some on the other eye as well. There we go. So I can do both eyes. Now it's spread everywhere. My eye rejuvenator, I have those naturally droopy eyes. Being a quarter Japanese, I have that nice kind of bedroom eye shape. So I'm going to work on a little lifting here. And then I accidentally pushed the button. There it goes. The kitty whiskers, the 11s. And I can come down and get some on my lips as well. Put a little of my cucumber gel on the lip. And work those lip lines. All right. Next up in my vitamin C extravaganza, I have got from Farmhouse Fresh, I've got the vitamin C booster. This is their vitamin C serum. The vitamin C booster, this is a very gentle and very moisturizing form of vitamin C, and it really makes the skin glow. Those of you with more dry skin, it smells good too. They have just nice natural scents in their products. Farmhouse Fresh is all farm to table skincare, and it's beautiful. I'm going to add a little bit more for my neck. And my chest. Just pat it in. Next from Farmhouse Fresh, I'm grabbing, and this is optional I actually listed as optional on the facial daytime routine. And this is Farmhouse Fresh Flat Out Firm. This is a hyaluronic serum that's very firming. So I'm 49. No, I'm not. I'm 59. I'm 59, and so I need a little firming. So I really like this Flat Out Firm. Doesn't take very much. And then I pat it into the skin. Now, if you wanted to at this point, you could spritz with some isocell recovery solution. You could use your MBK wave and work these serums deeper into the skin. It would be beautiful to do that. I am going to now add vitamin C. Actually, I really want to do that. Do I have some isocell? Aha, I do have some isocell. I really want to do this because my skin feels so good, and I just did all this vitamin C. So I've got my isocell recovery solution. This has some ionic minerals in it, so it's going to be a conductive spray. If you don't like spraying your face, just spray in your hands and then pat it on your face. And then I'm going to grab my MBK. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to do sonic, and I'm going to turn it up. Get the sonic flashing, turn it up. Push mode again, and I'm going to choose minus, because minus is what's going to press it into the skin. Turn that up nice and high. And then, yeah, I like vibration. I'm going to turn that on, and I'm going to go to photon. And this time, because I'm working on pigmentation, I'm going to go green. There it is. And then I hit confirm, and I'm going to work it into my skin. Now, because I talk so much, I need more moisture on my skin. Now, because I've got so much vitamin C on my skin at this point, it feels just mildly tingly, very mildly. If it felt more tingly, I probably wouldn't use this to drive it in. Or, you know, just you, depending on your skin. If you're noticing, oh wow, this really feels active, then maybe don't use the wave to drive it in. I know my skin pretty well, and so I can feel a little prickly here and there as I go around, but I know that my skin's gonna be fine with it. It's gonna love it. I'm just gonna keep working it in until the skin loses the slip and gets sticky and it can't move anymore. You wanna use the wave on wet skin. If the skin's not wet, it's not doing anything. It has to be wet, and you should be well hydrated, because if you don't have a lot of water in your body and in your tissues, it won't be as effective. And that's about it. Pretty much, I'm gonna get that stagnation area underneath. You do not have to worry about the thyroid with this device. It's not strong enough to damage your thyroid or even affect your thyroid in any way. Those 11s one last time. Okay, that feels good. I'm gonna turn this off. And next up on my list, I love this, Farmhouse Fresh Eternal Light. This is a vitamin C, and it's an illuminating serum. And I like to use this as a moisturizer for most people. It's like it's a really nice gel type moisturizer as opposed to a heavy cream, but it leaves a really nice glow on the skin. The texture of it is so smoothing that it really hides your skin texture, fine lines. I think you can see it just even through the camera, how it just smooths and illuminates. I love that. And the next thing I'm gonna grab is Luster Rose. This is a heavier illuminator. It is, it's called a serum in an oil, and it leaves a much heavier dew on the skin. I can use this on my face. I do it at times, but I'm gonna be using a sunscreen that's very dewy if I brought it. I may not have grabbed it. Darn it, darn it. So I will put it on my face. So this is Luster Rose. Mainly I like to use this on my neck and my chest because of that dewiness that it leaves behind. It's so pretty on the skin. It has a light rose scent. Now for sunscreen, I was gonna put on Dewdrops from Sorella, and that has a really wonderful dewy finish. Ben, do you see my basket? Luckily we have Ben here. Are Dewdrops in there? No. Gina forgot her Dewdrops at home. I love those Dewdrops. So I'm not gonna demonstrate Dewdrops for you. So instead I'm gonna put on a layer of this Rose Luster on my face, because it has a similar kind of feel to it. Now some of these products that I've used are not on our acne safe list because they have a little bit of soybean oil. Soybean oil can be problematic for some people. It's not hydrogenated, but still soy can just be an issue for some people. So I have on the PDF that you get, I have listed some alternatives for some of these products if you're one of those people that can't use any soybean oil on your skin. It doesn't bother my skin at all. Look at that. I love the luster. I love the last two products. All those products I love. The vitamin C, you saw how that really made the glow, and then the illuminating serum, and then putting this luster on top. It just makes my skin feel really moist and beautiful, and it looks glowy. So it's super fun stuff. All right, now if I'm gonna go out, and I am going out today, I'm gonna have to put sunscreen on. And I don't have my Dewdrops, which are an SPF 50, and they have a tint in them, so they take the place of foundation and everything. So I'm gonna have to use something else. And of course, in my treatment room, I have many other forms of vitamin C. So I'm gonna put on is Clinical's Extreme Protect. This is actually a really good choice for me to use. Extreme Protect is loaded with antioxidants and these extremozymes. Extremozymes actually go and bubble wrap your DNA to protect it from collagen damage. Because you know, when you're exposed to sun, your body creates an enzyme that digests away your own collagen. It's just wrong. And so the extremozymes and Extreme Protect your skin from that collagen loss and from that damage. We call it our bubble wrap. So I'm using the tinted version. This is the beige tint. I'm putting plenty on so I'll be well protected. And this also has a nice dewy finish too, so it's not going to ruin the nice dew that I've created today. There's Eclipse from Is Clinical, and there's Extreme, and there's beiges in both. The Eclipse is a more pink beige. This one, the beige that's in the Extreme, is a more golden beige. Here we go. All right, I'm going to start opening it up for questions now. Rinse my hands. So you guys throw your questions at me. Throw your questions about vitamin C, about today's facial, about antioxidants. Let me know what you're thinking about. I'm gonna grab some glasses. That'll help me to read. Let's get you guys queued up here. Oh, there's plenty of questions coming in.
There's some good ones today.
Oh, Ben says there's good questions. Thanks, you guys. I love good questions. Okay, Jenny says, you are the best for demonstrating the wave. So helpful to see it in use. Good, I'm glad you like it. I really was bummed that I misplaced my silicone for the toner pads. So you guys don't lose your silicone ring. After I get off the video today, I'm gonna go on a search of my treatment room and find it because I don't wanna be without it. Paula says, I'm so glad you are demonstrating cleansing with the wave. Would you recommend doing it on the first cleanse if you are doing it a double cleansing? Well, that would depend on what kind of double cleansers you're using. So if you're doing an oil cleanse first, I probably wouldn't use it because Oil does not conduct electricity. It's just not going to be as effective with an oil cleanser. So otherwise, though, you could do it with a first or second cleanse. It doesn't matter. You might do it with that first cleanse if you're using a nice gel cleanser for your first cleanse, because it's really going to help lift that makeup off. But even if you do it on the second cleanse, it's still going to lift up any leftover residue. So it's really up to you. I don't wear a whole lot of makeup, so quite often I don't find that I have to do 2 cleanses, especially if I'm using the Wave. My favorite gel cleanser for just a daily, my daily hammer, daily cleanser use would probably be Dr. Este's Moisturizing Cleansing Gel. And it works beautifully with the Wave. It makes this big, nice cushion of foam all over the face while you're using it. And I don't feel that I need to do a second cleanse when I do that. Now, if I'm wearing more makeup, then I will do 2 cleanses, and I'll use Michelle Corley's Pore Cleansing Oil first, and then use my cleansing gel. Jenny says, does the mask absorb into your skin? I wouldn't want to get it anywhere. So the mask that I used, some will absorb in the skin, but it's also drying on the surface of the skin as well. I'm not sure what you mean by I wouldn't want to get it everywhere. It comes off really easily.
She's talking about it.
Oh, Ben says, thank you, Ben. I need an interpreter. So you're asking about the sleeping mask. So either one of these masks that you would sleep in at night. This is the wrong one. Here we go. Either one of these sleeping masks absorb completely into your skin, and they don't get all over your pillow or anything like that. You don't have to put them on so thick, like when you see pictures of a person wearing a mask where they're just all white all over. You don't need to put it on that thick. Just put it on so that you have enough, like you would do a nighttime moisturizer, so you have enough everywhere. And they do absorb into your skin, and they don't get all over your sheets and your pillowcase. Thank you, Ben. And then there's Jenny. She says, I meant the nighttime one. Okay, Celine says, it feels like a moisturizer. Celine's right. Sarah says, can you compare SkinCeuticals C Serum to your brands? And what's the big deal about needing ferulic with it? Sounds like chemistry needs to be perfect. Yeah, so SkinCeuticals does have the C and E ferulic, and the reason why they put the ferulic in is because of the kind of vitamin C that they're using. We have other serums. We have serums that are very comparable to the same ingredients that SkinCeuticals has. We also have vitamin C serums that are more gentle. We have some very strong ones. It really depends on what your skin needs in order to really say, is it better or worse? You need to be able to pick and choose the right one for the right situation. So I hope that helps a little bit. It's a chemistry thing. Ferulic acid just needs to be in there with certain forms of vitamin C in order to stabilize it. It's not like your skin needs the ferulic acid. It's that vitamin C needs this ferulic acid in order for the formulation to be chemically correct for your skin and safe. Sarah says, everything you've done here can be done every day, right? Is it ever possible to overdo typical vitamin C or topical? So I did a whole facial here. You can do a facial like that a couple times a week. I don't think that you need to use all of that every day. I wouldn't use, and it really depends on your skin type as well. I have some people who could use the C of Change, who could use the vitamin C pads. There's some people that could use those every day and it would be fine for them. And then there's other people that should just use them 2 or 3 times a week or once a week. It really depends on the strength of your skin and the type of skin condition that you have. If you have really resilient, tough, sun-damaged skin or a lot of oil in your skin, you can use some of these stronger products every single day. Others have more sensitive skin and they just need to do that deep cleaning once or twice a week, or that strong exfoliation once or twice a week, and that's enough for them. So Ben's handing me a question. Oh, Paula's question that came in. What kind of vitamin C does Emma Pell have? I have it on my list here. Let me tell you which kind of vitamin C Emma Pell is. If it's not on my list, I meant to put it on my list. But sometimes I think to do something and then you know how it is once you finally do it. So Ben's going to go over there and look it up for me because I know I looked it up. I just think I didn't cut and paste it onto this list. So Ben could look it up for us and then he'll tell us which form of vitamin C it is. Sorry about that. I can't answer it just right off the top of my head. I've gone through every single vitamin C product on my website in the last 24 hours. And so all the information is really kind of swimming around in my head right now. Jenny says, yes, you're using the wave again for serums. Yes. I love it. Sarah says, oh, she was correcting her topical. Oh, and I didn't really address that question. Is it possible to overdo topical vitamin C? Only if you're using ascorbic acid and you have sensitive skin and you're using a really high percentage. 20% vitamin C, ascorbic acid can be used by some people every single day. For other people, that will be too strong and it will be too much. I don't think that you can ever overdo vitamin C. You just may need to choose the right kind of vitamin C for your skin. We all need, really, it's not too much to use it twice a day, especially in the summer months. A lot of times in the summer months, I'm not using my retinols at night. I'm using vitamin C correctives and using vitamin C at night because I'm just putting lots of extra antioxidants on my skin twice a day, trying to protect my DNA. Paula says, one more question about cleansing with the wave. Should the cleanser not have a lot of foam when using the wave? Should it be more of a gel cleanser without a lot of foam? No, you can have all the foam that you want. You can have a really foamy cleanser. You could have a gel cleanser that doesn't have as much foam. You could even have a water-based kind of milky cleanser that doesn't foam up, and you'll be fine with it. The one that I love to use is that Dr. Estee, and it does make a real nice little compact cushiony foam that I like. Rhonda Allison's cleansers make more of a bubbly kind of foam, and that's fine with it. It's not really foam, it's just more like bubbles, right? And that's fine with it as well. Jenny says, you are using the wave around the thyroid. Is that okay? Yep. It's perfectly okay. Valentina says, that's good that you feel younger than you really are. I feel like I'm 47 and I'm not 74. I know, right? I feel like I'm 49. I feel like I'm 39 sometimes. Although, you know what, you guys, I never want to go back. I'm really actually happy being 59. I feel really good about myself at this age. You know, every stage of life is so different. And, you know, none of us, I think all of us will agree, we never want to go back to being 21 again. I mean, we have half a brain when you're 21, right? And then there's all those childbearing years, and they're wonderful, but I don't want to go back to that. I really love who I am at 59 and the wisdom I've accumulated along the way, the confidence in myself. I feel like, and my husband would probably agree, the last few years I've really been going through kind of that menopause midlife crisis. And it's been a lot about kind of birthing myself as a more centered, aware woman. And what I mean by that is just that I spent so many years being a mom at home and putting everyone else's needs first, that you can kind of, when you're doing that all the time, it becomes conditioned. And you kind of, for me, I got to a point where I didn't even know what I wanted to do. You know, when people would say, what do you want to do today? Or, you know, where do you want to eat? And I'd be like, I don't know. I'll do whatever you guys want to do. We go on vacation. What do you want to do today? And I go, oh, I want to do whatever you guys want to do. And we just have this ambiguity about myself. And so the last few years have been really about churning in that ambiguity and figuring out, who am I and what do I like to do and what does make me smile and makes me laugh. And it's been a wonderful process. And so I'm happy to be 59 and I don't really want to go back to 49. And I bet Valentina agrees with that. Okay, Jenny, can you use the wave for serums for a short time and get benefits? Yes, you could just do the wave really quick like that and then be done. You could put on a serum without putting on the isocell and just use your wave for, 1 minute until that serum's worked into the skin, and then you could be done. You could put on your serums, then put on your water-based moisturizer, as long as it's not oil. Just put on your water-based moisturizer, and instead of rubbing it in, put dots of it here and there, and then get your wave and work that into your skin that way. I mean, you can make it so fast, and it's so adaptable to use. Okay. Sarah says, about device usage, the term conductive gel is the same as if you'd use a serum and the water sprayed on is just to keep either conductive gel or the serum of your choice wet. That is right when we're talking about the wave. Now, if you're, and any of the devices that I sell, if you're just doing a quickie treatment to penetrate the serum in, you can do them that way. If you're doing a long treatment, like you're doing the TMP for a prolonged treatment, or you're doing your microcurrent for a prolonged treatment, you need to be using, or the curve, you need to be using a conductive gel. And then still with the conductive gel, because it dries out, you'll be using water or isocell recovery solution, that conductive spray, to keep it wet. When you're using any of those devices, the skin has to be wet or they don't work. They won't conduct. So you want to keep the skin wet at all times. So let me just repeat that. When you're using one of your devices to drive your serums in, you can put the serum on your face, put on Neogenesis mist, or I really prefer the isocell recovery solution, spritz that on, work it, use your device to work the serum into the face for a minute to a minute and a half. And then it's all worked in, there's nothing more to do, you're done. Now, when you want to do a long treatment with your TMP or your curve or your microcurrent, you have to use conductive gel, and then you will also still want to spritz with your liquid to keep it moist. Hope that answered your question. Sarah says, about device usage, oh, I'm repeating that. Okay, Kizzy says, do you like Nira laser? I don't know anything about that laser, and after my experience with pigmentation just coming back after laser treatments, I just don't do it at all. I feel like it's all experimental. They don't really know. Okay, Mickey says, hi there. I use the dermatology brand vitamin C, E, and ferulic. F. She says C, E, and F, which would be ferulic, which has ferulic acid, yes. Is the ferulic acid still effective with the vitamin C? Isn't Ascorbyl Palmitate? Yes, they are still using the ferulic acid to stabilize the form of vitamin C they have in there. They probably have ascorbic acid in there. Ascorbic acid likes ferulic acid. So Valentina says, so if you use Emapel, do you need to use another vitamin C? No, in general, you do not. Ben, what kind of vitamin C was in there?
Celine answered it. It's 3-O-ethyl ascorbic acid.
3-O ethyl ascorbic acid. So
I
it's a form.
I don't know.
He's like, what does that mean? It's another form of ascorbic acid in there. So it's one of the stronger forms, and it's more stabilized than plain ascorbic acid. So, so you can still use some of the support items I use, like the illuminating juice. You can still use that. You can use a moisturizer with vitamin C in it, but what I want you to know is that the Emapel serum has what you need. So you don't have to be adding a bunch of other things to your skincare routine. It has the vitamin C, has the peptides, and it has the MEP, which is balancing out the hormones in the skin so that your skin will keep producing collagen. So it's going to reverse collagen loss in the skin. So if you're using your Emapel, you don't have to add anything else to it. You just need, of course, a moisturizer and sunscreen to go over the top. Oh, and then Celine did answer it for you. And Celine threw in there, the Emapel has ferulic acid in it, so it is being stabilized. The vitamin C in that product is being stabilized by your ferulic acid, which is great. You want that. Okay. Taryn wants, what kind of treatment do you have for melasma? So I have protocols and regimens that I've created for working with my melasma clients. The best thing to do is to go over to Artist Skincare and purchase a customized protocol. It's $30. You'll send us some pictures of your face and you'll answer a bunch of questions, and then we can really assess. We can look at what have you used in the past, how bad is your melasma, how long have you had it, and then we can really customize a protocol for you to work with your skin. Doing that, paying that $30 for the customized protocol seems like a lot of money, but it really saves you a lot of money in the long run because it saves you from buying things that just aren't going to work for you or that aren't right for your skin. Sarah says, do I know RE computer, iPad, phone use damage to skin? So is the computer, the iPad, the phone, there's been a lot of talk about that blue. And it's really controversial. I can't tell you for sure. It's good just to wear your antioxidants. Use your antioxidants day and night. They're going to protect you from any light coming off your devices, and then you can be on the safe side. See if I have another question I might have missed. I have little melasma and tiny sunspots starting now in my 50s. Always use sunscreen, rarely outside, but always in front of electronics. The remedy is, drumbeat, wear your antioxidants and wear your sunscreen. I tell people if you can see, if there's enough light that you can see, you need to have your sunscreen on. So your sunscreen and your antioxidants are going to protect you from all of those things, whether it's your computers, devices, sun coming in the windows, everything. We just all have to do it every day. I have so many clients that want to say, well, I put my sunscreen on when I go outdoors, but yet they have all this intense hyperpigmentation going on, and sometimes it's on the driver's side of their face, right? And I'm like, well, obviously, you went for a drive and you didn't realize it or whatever, but you just got to put it on every day. Even if you plan to stay inside all day, I'm sorry to say, you've got to find a sunscreen, antioxidants and sunscreen that you love to put on and make you feel beautiful, and then you put them on every day. Right now, I'm in love with the dewdrops from Sorella. I have to tell you, I'm in love with those things. So I'm putting those on every day, and I put the first layer on with my fingers, and then I use their brush and I put another layer on top of that, and then my skin glows all day, makes me happy, and I feel beautiful. So I use it every day. And so that's what you want to do. You want to find products that you love to use every day. Let's see. Monica says, I love Dr. Estee products. Just started using, oh, thank you for bringing this up. She just started using C-Tox and really loves it. So Monica, we've been testing that product for a while, and one of the testers is my mother-in-law in her 80s, and she was really getting these, more sunken. She's losing her fat pad, collagen loss going on, and it just bothers her. She has beautiful eyes. I never notice it, but she notices, and she feels like it's getting sunken in here. And so we gave her the C-Tox to try first. And she came to me and says, can you tell? Can you tell? And she's been using it for a month, and and you can see a difference. And she sees a difference that her under eye area is fuller under here. So we have a few people in the studio trying it. Everybody's loving it. I would say I tried it too, and I've used it off and on. I would say that it's not for you gals who have really sensitive skin or sensitive eyes. C-Tox is a powerful eye cream for those people who have a lot of correction they need to do or a lot of damage around the eye area, but it's not for those people that have really sensitive skin or sensitive eyes. I found that it makes my eyes feel tingly, stingly, but nobody else had that. So, everybody's different. I don't want to make you guys afraid to try it now because a lot of people use it without having that problem at all. So, we do have a 30-day return policy, so you can always try it and make sure it works for you. Rainer says, you have wonderful skin and don't look your age at all or just look great, period. My mom is the same age, and I hope she embraces her journey as well. I do too. I encourage her and I encourage you to encourage her. Thank you so much for the compliments. Valentina says, I do wholeheartedly agree with you. This is a good time for us to take good care of ourselves. Yes, it is, Valentina. Sarah says, huge help, thank you. And Valentina says, I wasn't aware that there was ferulic acid in the Emapel. That's good to know. Valentina also says, what tint do you use in dewdrops? So I use the lightest tint, tint number 1. I've tried 2 and I can use 2, but I'm that person who wants to look lighter than I am. I don't know why. I just feel like I like that ivory, peaches and cream skin. So I go with the lighter shade. But you know, as summer goes on, I'm going to get more tan and I may go to using tint 2. It doesn't matter. Tint 1 and tint 2, they're both so sheer that that you can use either one, but that tint 2 does go into a lot, you know, darker, deeper skin tones, where than tint 1 does. Now, if you are super, super fair, really white, that tint 1 might seem like it's a little dark for you. Just work it into the skin a little more, and some of our really fair people at Art of Skincare, they can still use it. It's just going to give them more color, kind of like the 2 gives me more color. The 1 will give somebody who's just really white, ivory skin tone, just going to give them a bit more color. It looks natural though. Jenny, thank you for being open to answer questions about products and devices that you don't carry. Very much can tell you care about everyone. I do. Thank you, Jenny. Sometimes you guys will ask me about a device that I have no idea, and I try to just be honest with you. I have no idea about that thing. So, because I just can't try everything. Monica says, I'm 64 and I'm seeing a difference. I hope you're seeing a good difference. If you're seeing a negative difference, go do a custom protocol and let me help you find some skincare products that will help you feel good about it. Your question and your statement, I'm just not sure if you're feeling good about it or not. So you can give me more info if you want. Taryn says, where are you located? Can I visit you in person? Oh, I'm in Sacramento and we don't see, I don't see clients anymore. It was hard to let that go, but I made that decision not to see clients and to do this instead, and I'm really enjoying it. Kizzy, wow, you don't know about the near laser. That's interesting. I would think you would have heard of that home device. Sorry, no, I don't know about everything. I wish I did. I just, it's not, I don't really feel that my calling is to go out and review every device and every product out there. And some devices I'm really leery of. You know, I have to see a lot of proof before I go for it. So I don't know every device. What the things that I recommend are things that I've used myself and that I've used on my clients in my studio or now in my business with my employees and my family and different people that I work on personally. And a lot of times I test things for 6 months to a year before I recommend them to you guys. So I'm just really cautious. And I just don't want to say something about something that I don't know about. So, sorry. Sarah, does salicylic wash before topical vitamin C supposed to help bring skin's pH to a level that helps with efficiency of the vitamin C, right? Yes, and I think that's why we see the salicylic acid in the peel pads. That's why they put that 2% salicylic in that particular pad. Copper peptide after a salicylic wash, I have no idea. Copper peptide, it's kind of old school, but it's having a resurgence. People are getting really excited about it again. I really couldn't tell you. Sorry. Paula, I love these lives. Thank you so much for your time. You're welcome. Does your studio work on brown skin? We do. We have employees with brown skin and friends with brown skin, and we definitely are working with people with darker Fitzpatrick. As I said before, though, we don't do treatments anymore. So we don't do facial services. We don't sell facial services anymore. Monica says, on the C-Tox eye and using it on my forehead. Oh, she's using it on her forehead too. I think that's a great idea. And use it on your lip lines too. And your earlobes. A lot of you don't realize because you're younger than I am, but once you get into your 50s, you start to see your earlobes start to get funny little lines and wrinkles on them. So start putting this stuff on your earlobes while you're young. That's my advice for the day. Sarah, sunscreen. What shade and brand would you personally suggest to olive shade Fitzpatrick 2? So you could use Dewdrops in the second shade, tint 2. You can use this Extreme Protect in the beige. If you're darker, I think it would be too dark for you. Olive is perfect. Both of those work really well for olive. If you don't want tinted, go with Clear Choice. It's on our website. It's a Clear Choice Sport Shield. It says Sport Shield, but disregard that. Sport Shield doesn't mean icky, sporty sunscreen. It's beautiful sunscreen, and it blends beautifully, even though it's white and it goes on. It does not leave any ghosting or anything like that. But Sarah, what I would say would be best for you, your shades are the medium in Extreme Protect, Dewdrops in tint 2, and in a Luminaire foundation, which is our sunscreen foundation, you would be Florentine Fair. All right, let's go. Oh, we did it. Ben, we did it. We made it through all the questions. So, this is supposed to be an hour-long show, you guys, and we never finish in an hour. But, you know, we still have fun, and I love answering all your questions. So thank you so much for being with me today. Head over to artofskincare.com if you want the PDF of the facial today. If you have any questions, you can also use the down arrow on this video, and you can see the different types of vitamin C that I talk about today and some of our products that have those various kinds of vitamin C in them. And I will be adding Emapel serum to that list later today after I have some lunch. Rainer says, lovely, thanks for all the advice. Have a great day. Sarah says, thank you. Thank you to you guys. I'll see you guys next week. Will I see you next week? No, you guys, I'm so sorry, but I have to tell you, I'm going to be gone next week. I'm going to be on a river raft trip up in Oregon. I'm hopefully not going to freeze my tush off because it's stormy weather up there. So I'm going to be gone on a great adventure, and then I'll be back the week after that. So in the meantime, take care and have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.